Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, we're talking about NFL Week 14 predictions and analytics. Each week, I collect all of the current 2017 NFL team data in order to analyze and potentially project NFL performance. And since it's a weekly collection, there's always going to be some variation between various data points. However, there's always going to be little nuggets of truth that could become bigger nuggets of truth as the season continues. So stick around as I analyze each week's matchups based on analytics. And if you're new to the channel, all terms and definitions will be in the description. So starting with this matchup, or at least starting with the games for this week, I kind of got a little bit ahead of myself. At least a preview, or maybe not a preview, but a recap of what happened in Week 13, which it's kind of funny. It wasn't the best week. Week 13, of course, is kind of a bad omen week, of course, like Friday the 13th kind of. And that's kind of what the picks were this week. Went 8-8, 500. Probably not the worst week I've had, but definitely up there. Games that were not really correctly predicted was the Dallas Cowboys Washington Redskins game, Kansas City Chiefs over the Jets. I really don't have any idea what's happening with the Chiefs, to be honest, because they've been performing really well data-wise, but they just haven't been able to put it all together. The Broncos and the Dolphins, in terms of that particular game. Then, of course, you got the Ravens and the Lions, although that was a very, very close game based on the data. Then, of course, you had the Packers and the Bucks, which was also a pretty close game. The Panthers and the Saints, although I did say in the video that I was rooting for the Saints because of their offense. And then, of course, the Eagles and the Seahawks. So, not the best week, 8-8. But definitely something that could, see some improvement. And then, of course, when we get to the picks for this week, so this is all of the picks for the week in terms of all the regular data. Again, all terms and definitions are going to be in the description, so if you need that information, it could be right there. So this is kind of how things are stacking up with all the games this week. This, of course, has all the data. So if you don't want to check out the videos that I do every week, because I do a video on every single one of these games, you can just kind of check to the sheet and look at all the information as you will. The main thing that you should pay attention to is the column on the far right where it says all, because that basically gives you the number for our predictions, if you will. So that's basically how that kind of works for the most part, when it comes to the data stuff. So anyway, so that's basically how things are shaping up for the week in terms of all the games and all the matchups. I think the biggest matchups that I think you should check out this week that are kind of really interesting is, of course, the Rams and the Eagles. That's probably the biggest marquee matchup because you have two teams in the Rams that are very, very high-end team, and of course the Eagles that are also a very, very high-end team in terms of their overall data. So that's going to be a very interesting game to kind of watch because of how close it is between both those teams. And then, of course, you have the Ravens and the Steelers game, which definitely more so breaks for the Steelers, but definitely one of the tougher matchups this week when it comes to the overall data set. So again, these are all the games for the week in terms of the overall data and the overall picture. Of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my other work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well with anybody that you know, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.